Everyone likes big things. You order a drink and you want it supersized. Men want big biceps and women want big boobs. So what about animals? Can you name the biggest animal on the planet? What about the biggest frog? If you want to see big, stick around as we count down 15 biggest animals in the world.
Oh, look at the color change there. Bright red, look at the pulsing there.
Number 15, green anaconda. If you have never seen an anaconda, then you don't know what a big snake is. Some anacondas can grow up to 30 feet long and weigh 550 pounds. They are constrictors and will strangle you to death and eat you alive if they happen to meet you. You can find these friendly snakes in swamps and marshes in South America's Amazon rainforest. They move well in water but are much slower on land. They can remain underwater because their eyes and nasal openings are on top of their heads, allowing them to ambush prey with ease. An anaconda enjoys a diverse menu that includes wild pigs, deer, turtles, caimans, and even jaguars.
But the green anaconda, perhaps the most iconic, legendary snake in the whole world.
They always swallow their prey whole, and once they have eaten a nice meal, they can go for weeks without eating. This is what I call intermittent fasting at its finest. Look at this massive anaconda chained to this truck. I've never seen one this big. This whopper measured 33 feet long. That is the longest snake ever. Number 14, capybara. Capybaras are the biggest rodents in the world, but they're kind of cute. These South American natives are amazing swimmers, so you will always find them close to the water. They can even stay underwater for more than 5 minutes. They're also at ease on land and can get quite vocal at times. Like all rodents, their teeth never stop growing, so they need to always be using them. Capybaras are friendly, and many animals such as birds like to land on them and take the sun. Get this, a full-grown adult can weigh as much as a human. They can weigh as much as 100 pounds. This is a rodent we are talking about. Look at all these capybaras in the water. I've never seen so many all at once. Some of them are even napping while they are standing. Capybaras are social animals, but if a capybara were to bite you, it would cause a lot of damage because of its razor-sharp teeth. Capybaras are herbivores, so they will graze on grass and aquatic plants as well as fruit and tree bark. Capybaras must beware of harpy eagles who like to have them for lunch. Even though the capybara is big, the harpy eagle can capture it with its huge talons and fly away without ever having to land until it reaches its destination. Number 13, Goliath frog. The Goliath frog is not called Goliath for nothing. This is one big frog. It can grow up to 12.5 inches long and weigh almost 8 pounds. What kind of frog is this? If you cannot visualize how big it is, think of your cat at home. It is about that size. Now, do you get what I'm saying when I say this frog is big? At first, Goliath tadpoles are no bigger than other tadpoles, but the difference is that it almost never stops growing. Goliaths have been around longer than us humans. That is a long time. You can find Goliaths in Western Africa around waterfalls and moving rivers. These frogs are great jumpers and can lean 10 feet forward. They do not make a sound because they are mute. They are nocturnal and like to have candlelight dinners later in the evening. An adult Goliath frog eats the same food that other frogs eat, and they include insects, crustaceans, fish, and other amphibians. But one researcher found a bat in the stomach of a Goliath frog. Not so parental instincts. Number 12, Komodo dragon. If you are ever on Komodo Island, you better not take a hike without expert advice or guidance because you might never leave the island. This giant lizard can weigh up to 160 pounds, and the largest Komodo has been known to weigh almost 400 pounds and measure over 10 feet. The Komodo dragon is one mighty predator that can deliver a deadly blow in seconds if you are not careful. To kill its prey, this land predator transmits a deadly bacterium to its target and waits for it to paralyze it so it can enjoy a nice meal. A bite from this beast can not only cause paralysis, but it can also cause tissue damage, pain, and the inability to clot. Komodo dragons can consume 80% of their entire weight in one sitting. They do not mind eating dead carrion, and at first glance, they might look like the lizard next door. But they have a combination of armor and venom that protects them and could easily help them kill a tiger. The Komodo dragon is not an animal you want to gamble your life with. They're nice to look at from afar, but that's about it. Watch how this Komodo grabs this monkey in its mouth and chokes it to death before gulping it like it was candy. Our next clip shows a fair fight between two Komodo dragons. It almost looks like two sumo wrestlers getting ready for a battle. These fights can go on for as long as 15 minutes. Number 11, Colossal squid. Colossal squid are huge and can weigh up to 1 ton. They live in deeper waters and are rarely seen by humans. Just the squid's giant eye is enough to give you nightmares for weeks. This creature can reach a length of 46 feet when you combine its body and tentacle lengths. They are known to give scars to sperm whales with their hooks. You can see this diver hold the squid and how the squid grabs the diver's arm and bites it. The diver mentions the immense power of the squid. It is really a weird looking fish, and I guess that's why it lives where not many people can see it. But it is a fascinating creature to look at. Watch how amazed people at this aquarium when they see the squid almost come out of the water. This battle between a colossal squid and a sperm whale shows you exactly how much damage a squid can inflict. This is a powerful predator, and the sperm whale is no slouch. This creature looks like it is straight out of the movie 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Number 10. Red kangaroo. The red kangaroo is the biggest of all kangaroos, and it lives in the land down under. For those of you who have no clue where that is, it is in Australia. Red kangaroos live in groups of 2 or 4 members. The most common group of kangaroos are usually made up of females and their young. Kangaroos are known for their kickboxing finesse and their dynamic character. Watch how this kangaroo wrestles with this dog or challenges this man. Kangaroo males will challenge anyone to remain the dominant male. Kangaroos are cute, and when you see one, you want to approach it. But unless you have experience with marsupials, you should keep your distance because they can be dangerous. They are not tiny animals. Look at this kangaroo next to this man feeding it. When the kangaroo goes for the food in the man's hand, it towers the man, and this kangaroo is not even a big red kangaroo. They're just fun to watch when they're chasing people like in this footage. This one reminds me of Skippy the bush kangaroo. Happy hopping, everyone. Number 9. Largest bivalve. Bivalves include different species of clams, oysters, mussels, and scallops. Most of these creatures are not excessively big, but some can grow up as much as 54 inches in length and weigh almost 600 pounds. 600 pounds! Imagine ordering some oysters in a restaurant and they bring you a 600-pound oyster. Look at this huge mollusk. It is apparently the world's biggest clam in the world. Try putting your finger in there. This next clam weighs almost 500 pounds. These clams are identified by their zigzag shape. Unfortunately, they are threatened by pollution and all sorts of other dangers. This next clip shows young giant clams. They are already huge, so imagine up to what size they can grow. I must admit they have beautiful colors and are quite nice to look at. Finally, our last clip is a close-up of a giant clam's opening, which looks like a huge mouth ready to kill you. I will keep admiring these creatures from a distance. Number 8. Queen Alexandra's Bridwing. The Queen Alexandra's Bridwing is a beautiful and rare butterfly species, and it is also the largest butterfly in the world. Female queens can have a wingspan of almost 8 inches. Do you realize how big that is for a butterfly? That is insane. These butterflies can be found in Papua New Guinea and dense rainforests. Adult queens have few natural predators, but certain birds and spiders enjoy having them on the menu from time to time. These butterflies like to fly when it is early in the morning or late at night. Watch how beautiful they are when they fly from branch to branch. When they flap their wings, they look so majestic. And there's this je ne sais quoi royal attitude about these butterflies I didn't notice in other butterflies. Number 7. Sunfish. The sunfish is a fish like you have never seen before. It is odd looking, and it is called the sunfish because it likes to swim on its side when it floats on the sea surface, so the sun's rays can warm it up. This fish has no tail, so it manages to swim because it has large dorsal and anal fins. This fish is huge and can reach weights of up to more than 2 tons. When you measure this giant fish, it can measure up to 14 feet from dorsal to anal fin. These guys like to eat all kinds of food, but they like jellyfish the most. Jellyfish are made up of mostly water, so when you eat them, you cannot gain weight. I guess sunfish like to be healthy and in shape. Look at these divers next to the sunfish, and you get an idea of how big this fish is. The sunfish is harmless, and seems to like all this attention. Its mouth is always open, so it makes it look kind of dumb. Many parasites live on the sunfish, so the sunfish relies on birds to clean it up. It climbs to the surface of the water and lays flat on it, and the birds do their thing. Now that's fascinating stuff. Number 6. Giant Japanese Spider Crab. The giant Japanese spider crab looks like some creature from a 1950s sci-fi film, but it's nowhere near as mean. These giant crabs are the largest crabs in the world and can measure, get this, up to almost 13 feet in length. Because they have no backbone, external skeletons, or multiple jointed appendages, it makes them the world's largest arthropods. These crabs live on the Pacific side of Japan and can be found as far south as Taiwan at depths of 1,700 feet. They're slow, so they don't bother hunting for food. Instead, they prefer eating dead animals or plant matter, but sometimes they will munch on fish if the occasion arises. Look at how huge these crabs are in this footage. I mean, these things can weigh almost 50 pounds. They dwarf everything around them. I never knew such large crabs existed. Number 5. Saltwater crocodile. Saltwater crocodiles are monsters, and they are dangerous. These giant crocodiles can weigh as much as 1 ton and can munch a bull shark for lunch if they please. Many crocodiles have become famous over the years, and some are regular attractions for tourists. For instance, Brutus from an 80-year-old crocodile was made famous after it battled a bull shark and destroyed it. The crocodile was on the riverbank with the shark in its mouth. The shark was alive. It was still wiggling. The crocodile slid back into the water and the shark flipped around a bit. The crocodile swam into the mangroves, I guess to protect its catch. It was amazing to see. Everyone was astonished. It just goes to show that there's always something stronger and crazier than you in the world. Look at this crocodile's teeth. With the amount of pressure they apply with the bite, if your hand gets stuck in that mouth, you are not getting it back. See how this captured crocodile wiggles its body to pry itself loose from its chains. It almost manages to do so. Maybe it is because they're lizards, but crocodiles are one species of animals I don't feel much affection for. Number 4. Blue whale. The blue whale is a majestic animal. They are the biggest mammals in the world and the biggest mammals that ever lived. How is that for big? The largest blue whale known to man weighed 200 tons and measured almost 100 feet long. Just the heart of the blue whale weighs almost 2 tons. Imagine what kind of cardio you would have with a 2,000-pound heart. Blue whales are blue-gray with lighter gray molting in the form of large spots, which appear as if they were dabbed on with a huge paintbrush. Watch this beautiful footage of this majestic animal and it will blow your mind. I could watch blue whales swim for hours. They are so fluid in the water and they are harmless. Check out the size of this blue whale next to this boat. The people in this boat have the privilege of being just a few meters away from this beauty. A blue whale is simply a sight to behold. Number 3. The golden-capped fruit bat. The golden-capped fruit bat is a mega bat, weighing up to almost 3 pounds with a wingspan of up to 5 feet. These bats live in the Philippines and are sometimes called the golden-crowned flying fox. These bats can live up to 20 years in the wild. When you look at this bat in this footage, it almost looks like a monkey with wings. What a weird-looking creature. In the close-up, it kind of looks like a baby wolf with wings. This one looks injured or sick. In this next clip, many bats are flying overhead. They are standing on branches. Someone probably called a meeting. This person holds a bat upside down and the bat is not moving. When it spreads its wings, you can tell they are pretty big and their arms are inside their wings. Sometimes, like in this clip, bats graze the water as they are flying above rivers to cool down. I must admit, they look really cool when they're flying. Number 2. The African bush elephants. The African bush elephant is the largest living terrestrial animal, with males reaching 19.7 to 24.6 feet, 10.8 feet in height at the shoulder, and weighing 13,000 pounds. Not many predators will tackle these behemoths, but their calves are vulnerable to lion attacks. Elephants like to be close to water sources and taking showers by sucking the water into their trunks and spraying it all over themselves. Watch this elephant eat branches from this tree. They are peaceful animals most of the time. Watch this elephant try to mount this female. This next elephant just stands in front of man and stares at him. Look how close it is to the man. Probably a guide on some safari excursion, so I'm sure he's kinda used to this. In our last clip, look how big this elephant's tusks are. It's slowly approaching the vehicle. I have to say, it must be an intimidating experience being so close to such a massive creature. It is definitely humbling.